finished your project and you're ready to export. The first thing you should check is over here, your time code. It's 3959. It should be 40. So I'm going to grab this last clip, or you would go through and take a look at all of your clips and make sure that they're exactly 5 seconds over here in the source window. To be down and dirty and get the tutorial done, I'm just going to grab this last clip and try and pull it out 1 frame. And it's jumping 22 frames as I try to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is zoom way in and see if, when I'm more zoomed in, if I can pull it fewer frames. And you'll notice at the bottom that little gray bar that pops out that shows me how long this clip is, or how long the whole sequence is. So I'm getting to 5:30, 5:29. Okay, I shaved 2 frames off. That's no good. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to turn off snapping, because snapping wants to go to certain intervals as it's moving. So I'm going to turn off snapping, and now I'm going to try and move my 1 interval, 1 frame. Not going to be able to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my playhead, and looking at this code, I'm going to move my playhead using the arrow key to exactly where I want it. I'll turn snapping back on and snap to that 40, and there I've got it. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom all the way in and I'm going to press home. And what I'm doing here is I am checking in between all of my clips to make sure, using the down arrow, that there are no black frames between my clips. I don't want any dead space in here. That would be bad. Okay. I now need to check and make sure that I don't have any blank space at the beginning. And I need to make sure that I haven't actually dropped any old clips lingering off out here. And if you're checking your time code and you happen to have an extra clip hanging way out down on the end where you wouldn't even see it, your time code will tell you that. It's going to tell you, hey, you're trying to do something that's 2 minutes and 31 seconds long. So just make sure that you've checked your whole timeline. Okay, to export, you must have the sequence panel active, and you may not have anything in the sequence panel selected. Nothing like this can be selected. Okay, so nothing selected. Go to File, down to Export, and over to Media. And here you can see that the keyboard shortcut is Command M. So it's File, Export, Media, 3 steps and a whole lot of dragging of the mouse, or Command M. And it pops this window open. There are some things you have to do in order. First thing you're going to do is make sure your file name is what it should be. It should be your initials _ 6 Shot Story. You are absolutely okay to abbreviate 6 Shot Story as 6SS. And then you want to make sure that it's going to the correct location. When you open this up, your location should be
in your Study Student folder, in your 6 Shot Story folder.
Out here in the main folder. Don't bury your export in the project. Don't bury it in one of the other folders. It should be out here in your main 6 Shot Story folder. So with that folder selected, I'm going to say Save. And then I'm going to double check myself up here. Okay. I want it to be an H.265. So that's the HEVC, H.265. I'm going to make sure that this says 40 seconds over here. I can scrub through it and make sure that everything is going to be right. Right here, I want my range to say entire source. One last check. It's 1920 by 1080 as I want it. It's an HEVC file. I am going to send to Media Encoder. And this is a big one. You want to make sure that Media Encoder is open before you click this button. Apple will automatically go to open it, but it will be a slower process and sometimes it will fail. So I've got audio or Media Encoder here. I'm connected to my server. So I'm going to come back in here and say send to Media Encoder. Can watch it doing this. Media Encoder is going to jump up and down and say, yo, I'm trying to do something for you. In Media Encoder, check again, is it going to the right place? Is it the right format? And then you must click the little green arrow to start your Media Encoder queue, just like we did when we were ingesting. And you can watch it dance along like you did when you were ingesting, except we're going the other way. It will sit here for a little bit saying that it's done exporting. It's writing the final little lines of code. It's tying a pretty bow on the package. And you have to wait until it says done. Once it's done, you don't have to navigate to Finder and dig into your folder. You can click right here on the output file and it will show you right where it's at. You should always hit space and watch through it, or double click and watch through it, and you watch the whole thing. You watch the whole thing, because you would never turn in something that you hadn't watched from beginning to end, to make sure that the whole thing was exported, to make sure that it was everything you intended it to be. Your exported video will have title and credits and words, but this is just an example. When it's done, it will simply sit there at the end. You can navigate to Google Classroom and submit this file.